Welcome to Real Estate Essentials. I'm your host, Jay Deere. It's looking like an early spring, and we're down here at Warburton's showroom in Linden and looking at some new creative ways to be able to enjoy your living outside. All coming up right after this. I'm Jay Deere. I've been on top of Utah's real estate market for over 10 years. I will show you things about this market that you never knew.
ABC4 Utah wants you to ask the expert. During our 4 p.m. newscast, you'll see experts from Utah answering your questions on a variety of topics.
Options Animal is here to help you take control of your financial future.
Every Tuesday, we will answer your questions on the overall financial markets and how you can effectively manage your own investments.
At Options Animal, we understand that nobody cares more about your money than you do.
Just go to abc4.com/expert and submit your questions to our experts today.
KJ, now tell us about the Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Festival.
It's coming up this weekend. We're super excited. This is one of those really cool events that happen where all the vendors come out and the builders, and they want to put on a production, basically.
So basically, it's a great time to go down and get new ideas for your own home, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the startup of the season of people they've come out of the holidays and we're feeling spring come on, and so they all come out with their new ideas and new creations, and it kind of ramps things up for builders or people like Warburton's that do outdoor products. They will actually steeply discount what they're doing to get things created.
Okay, so it's kind of like Black Friday.
Yeah, it's kind of like Black Friday for homes.
Okay.
That's a great way to look at it. And so, example, if they, let's say they want to go put a deck on the outside of somebody's house or put some sort of awning or something like that, if they want to do it early in the season, so they'll actually do steep discounts during these like home and garden shows, because if they can put something like this in a brand new subdivision early in the spring, they'll then tell their friends about how happy they are. Yeah, and then they can create their own business off of that. And so they need to get a lot of them started right in the beginning, and then they actually just, if they were to do that at the end of summer, in late fall or something like that, then they go into the Christmas season. They don't get any continued business that way.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a good deal and you're looking for products for real estate, get down to the home show, and it's down at the Southtown Exposition Center, right?
Yeah, that's right. I hear there's celebrities other than you, right? There's
Well, not really. They're going to have actual real celebrities.
Okay.
I'm going to be the MC, so I'll be down there MC. So I'll be actually introducing the real celebrities. And so they're going to have the guy, Matt from Bath Crashers.
Oh, great.
You ever seen that show?
You know what? I haven't actually.
I've actually watched the show. It's good. He actually goes into like Home Depot, and people come in to like work on their bathroom or whatever, and he'll say, "Well, show me what you're working on." And then he'll go and redo their bathroom.
He takes over.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He takes over, and it's actually a really good show. And he's going to be there, so I'll be introducing him, and he'll actually be talking about a show and what they do and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have, they're going to be on Friday. It's open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. And on Friday is the day that if you're in the military or been a fire, police, or a teacher, you actually get into free that day.
Oh, awesome. And now where can they go to get this information?
Go to the website, which is saltlakehomeshow.com, and that'll give you all the details. And you want to go on there and register, and you're going to get tickets for about, I think, $2 off there also.
Oh, awesome. So log on to the website, great deals, show up at the home show, great ideas, you'll be there.
And real celebrities will be there
and
too.
Real celebrities, awesome.
Always a good thing.
Sounds good, thanks.
You don't need someone dropping the ball on your mortgage. Recruit a professional. Darren Rhodes, Utah's Mortgage Pro. He's got the skills, speed, and experience to win the best financing for your home. So draft Darren today at utahmortgagepro.com.
Okay, Darren, so we're headed on down to Draper, and we like to do a cross-section of houses, some really fancy houses and some kind of entry-level homes, and I like this property a lot for multiple reasons. Of course, it has everything you want. It's almost 1,400 square feet with 3 bedrooms, 2 full and 1 half baths. It's got a nice size yard at 0.16 acres, and it's only got one neighbor on the one side. But
Very versatile.
yeah, and but the reason why I wanted to bring this one on is because everybody's always asking me, what makes a good rental,
Right. Yes.
right?
And there's a lot of investors out there right now.
That's right, because the market's on the way up, right?
Yes.
And so this one is actually perfect for that. It'll fly off the market. You watch. It'll be sold in probably less than a week.
Yeah.
So now, let's talk about some numbers, because we love the house is wonderful. It's beautiful, obviously. Yeah, but the price is really good.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to buy this to live in, Darren, what would that look like?
Okay, so right now it's listed at $219,900, and so you'd have a ton of loan options available to look at. No down programs and FHA conventional, the whole thing. So any well-qualified buyer is going to have a lot of options.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give you a snapshot of what a conventional loan would look like. A conventional 30-year fixed with 5% down.
Okay.
Obviously the rates change every single day, but if you had an APR of 5.095, then you'd expect the principal and interest portion of your payment to be $1,059. That doesn't include your homeowner's insurance, taxes, or monthly mortgage insurance.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's really inexpensive.
it's a very inexpensive payment for sure.
Okay, and so if you were an investor and you wanted to pick up this property, what would that loan look like?
Yeah, so the difference between an owner-occupied loan and an investor loan are the down payment size and the interest rate typically.
It's a little higher on the interest rate, right?
That's
A little
right.
Riskier loan.
About 0.3% to 0.5%, depending on your down payment size. But if you go 20% down or 25% down is where the optimum amount is. So on this purchase price, it would be just shy of $55,000. And if you were able to do that with an APR of 5.215%, then your principal and interest would be $885 a month.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, again, it doesn't include your taxes and insurance, but
That's not that much money.
yeah, that's a very low payment.
Yeah, and so this property, because where it's situated right down in Draper, just west of the freeway, okay, but far enough over the freeway, you wouldn't even know it was there. And it's a nice little quiet neighborhood. It's got a charter school right next to it. It's got a community park. And so this one would probably rent out close to $1,500 to $1,800 a month.
That's a lot of cash flow.
It is.
Yeah.
And there are more millionaires made in real estate than anything else, right? And this is because properties, not only you make money per month on a property, but it also appreciates. And we're on a rising market. And so properties like this are extremely valuable because you just hold on to them and rent them,
Yeah, that's right. And I noticed that extra or that detached garage, that's really popular with rentals.
Yeah, it's really cool. What's cool about this one, it's what they call alley fed. And so so you look at the front of the house, it doesn't look like there's a garage, but you go in the backyard, it's got a full-size detached garage in the backyard. It's got a nice deck. I mean, it's a nice family neighborhood, and these properties never go out of style.
Yeah, there's always a high demand.
Always high demand.
Always.
I mean, you could put
Seems.
this thing up on the market at top rental, and people, yes, I want it. Which is great. So this one, if you guys are ever thinking about a rental and want to know what that looks like, you're looking for a good family neighborhood and a good property that has everything you look for, and that's what you got here.
Hi, this is Catherine with your OC Diva. If you have brushed nickel or bronzed copper faucets, sometimes they can start to look a little dull. The easiest way to get that shine back is to use a dry microfiber cloth, put a little bit of baby oil on the cloth, and rub the faucets. The shine will be beautiful and it will repel water. For more cleaning tips, you can visit us online at www.yourocdiva.com.
Spring is here, and the Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Festival is coming, and we got Brett here with Warburton's.
Hello?
And I know you guys focus on all things exterior on a house, right?
Yes.
And I've been noticing lately the big trend is people are making actually living spaces, like doing couches outside and TVs and stuff and awnings, and this is exactly what you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, people want an extension to their home. They want to be able to go outside when it's hot and sunny and the kids are out playing.
Think of the money you save because you don't have to pay for that square footage.
For sure.
If you got a nice backyard.
Yeah, it's an extension to your home,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so tell me a little bit more about what you guys do specifically.
So like you said, we're an exterior specialist. So we do anything from roofing to siding to stamped concrete to patio covers to lattice covers, gazebos, anything that you can really pinpoint on the exterior of a home we do.
Even furniture, right?
Yeah, we have a huge furniture line, which is grown and become very popular for sure.
Okay, so you guys are going to be at the Home Expo coming up,
Yes.
and you're going to have like a big display and be showing what you got?
Yeah, we actually, I call it a house that represents all of our products. I think it's probably one of the nicest displays there. It's just awesome. We'll have 2 awnings off each end showing a lattice cover and a full stucco patio cover. So yes, the home show is going to be, if you want to come see us and see our booth, we're going to unload on our homeowners and show you everything we do, what we're all about.
So is this a place that somebody would want to go if they want to get a really good deal?
Yeah, everybody loves a deal, obviously. We try and partner up with our homeowners at the home show. Our whole goal is that we can deliver a good product at a good price and show you what kind of company we are, hoping that you become our voice to the public. We want people to refer to Warburton, and I think if we can get to that point, that's really where we grow as a company for sure.
So if you can get the ball rolling early, then you can just create job after job.
We-
Because early spring is like critical, right?
Yeah, I mean, we understand that it's spring, or it's still early in the year. People aren't really thinking about outside yet. By the time we get to the home show, though, yes, it's game on for sure. It's time to start thinking about those things.
Good stuff. So you guys have a showroom and stuff?
We do. We have a huge 10,000 square foot design center down in Linden. If you can't make it to the show and you want to actually come down and still get some design options and see and touch exactly what you're wanting to invest in your home, that would be our design center for sure.
Awesome. And so how would they contact you? Do you guys have a website or something like that if they want to come see you outside of the home?
Yeah, so we actually, and I want to say about 60 days ago, we actually redesigned our entire website. So it is a fabulous resource. We have probably over 300-400 pictures in our galleries showing all of our different products and ideas. Yes, if you want to go to our website, that will really introduce you to what we're all about for sure.
Good stuff. Well, we're going to be down there at that Home and Garden Show. We want to see you. It's March 7th through 9th down there at the Southtown Expo Center. And you want to come by and see Brett. You're going to be there, right?
I will be there.
And I'm going to be there too. We'll have our cameras set up and we'll be checking out what's going on. We'll be seeing you down there.
I'm excited.
This season, we're going to be doing more incredible before and after remodels. If you have a project, let's get my dream team together and feature it on the program. Be sure to tune into Real Estate Essentials every Sunday afternoon at 12:30, only on ABC4 Utah.
These days, I see so many families work more hours at more jobs or cut out comforts and necessities, all in attempts to improve their lives. I've always quipped that a redirection of resources from high, subprime, and predatory rates can yield the same, if not better, life-changing results. That's where we come in.
So Darren, for our featured property this week, we are going to the very highest peak in Upper Deer Valley. Look at that view.
Beautiful.
And I thought it was really nice because the Winter Olympics just got over. I thought that was kind of cool. Now take a look at this shot, Darren. If you ever wondered what it would look like if you were flying in your helicopter and landing at your elaborate estate, this is what it would look like.
That'd be incredible. Looks like you're going to land on the roof.
Yeah, they're going to kind of just fly by it in this case. So this one offers 5 bedrooms and 8 baths at just over 8,000 square feet. It sits on 1.22 acres. Look at this fireplace.
Yeah, tell me about this thing. I've heard this is amazing.
So they did a 4-way look-through fireplace. Look at how incredible it's a showpiece right in the center of that room as you walk in. It is, spectacular.
The engineering to accomplish that has got to be something else.
Yeah, they used the finest of materials in here. You just see the granite, and they used onyx and walnut and maple and everything. If you're gonna do it, I guess you're gonna do it right?
That's right. If you're gonna be at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, you gotta have a house that fits on the top of the mountain. You can see the beautiful views out there and the ski run. This one is what they call a ski in, ski out type property. It's right there on Bandana in Upper Deer Valley.
That's fantastic. Wake up in the morning, go for a ski.
Yeah, and then you can ski right back into your property.
Fun.
So the guy that actually owns this has developed properties all over the world, and he's really got an eye for what to create and how to put it together. As you can see, this guy, he's spared no expense on how to put together an incredible home. And there really is an art form to it. So Darren, if somebody were going to get a loan on something like this, let's say for fun, because nobody does.
Right, yeah, you almost always just get a cash buyer on something like this. But if
you did,
yeah,
just because we can't talk about it.
yeah. So if you were to go out and shop for a loan, you might be able to find something where you could get something where you'd have to bring in 40%, which would be over $7 million for your down payment.
Down payment $7 million. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
and if you were able to find a 6.5% APR on a 30-year loan, then your principal and interest payment would be, any guesses?
I have no idea.
$46,457. Does not include your taxes and insurance, so it might be a little bit more than that.
Since we had the helicopter, I think we should do some more helicopter shots, right?
Yep, climb on in. Let's go.
I say we get this one. And here is our credit tip of the week, brought to you by Intermountain Credit Advocates.
Now, one of the things we see in the credit restoration business a lot of is medical bills. Here's a tip for you. If you go to the doctor, be sure to understand the parameters of their billing, including co-pays up front. If you have the option to, you always want to be sure to pay co-pays beforehand rather than being invoiced for it. Here's why. You don't want to have a $5 or $20 or $30 collections account because you missed a copay. It has an overwhelming impact on your credit score. And at that point, there are some additional fees that are associated with the collections process that make it very expensive for consumers out there. And that's your tip of the week from Intermountain Credit Advocates. Visit us at intermountaincreditadvocates.com.
The Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Festival is coming up this weekend, and I've got Dave here with Solar Tech Solutions. Now, Dave, solar's super popular out in Southern California, and I know it's coming out this way, and now you guys are putting stuff together. Tell me what you have going on.
Yeah, so we're getting real excited. We're helping homeowners take control of their power. We're having them stop renting from the power company and now own it on their own roof.
Okay, so how does it work with solar if when you run out of sun, do you run out of energy? What happens there?
No, you don't, because you'll always have the grid there to support you if the sun goes down.
Okay, so so you never run out of power, essentially. Okay, so why would more and more people are doing this? And tell me the reason why.
Because it's cheaper. Right now we know that power rates in Utah are going up 8 to 10% a year. And in the summers, they get really, really bad. So what we want to do is switch people onto a monthly solar payment that they own that will never go up.
Okay, so does it cost them more to have solar then?
It actually costs them less because of our financing programs. We're able to switch people over where they'll have the same payment they're paying today for the life of their loan.
So what happens if somebody sells that house?
If they sell their home, and let's say they do have a little bit left on their solar loan, it will just go against the net proceeds of their equity.
I see. Okay, good. So tell me, how big are these solar panels, and how does that work?
Yeah, so an average solar panel is 3 by 5, so 3 feet by 5 feet, and the average home will have about 20 panels on their roof.
Okay, and so that generates, so if they're paying, say, $100 a month, and next year, if they're renting, it goes up, this one just stays consistent all year round, so it doesn't spike during the summer even?
Correct. So you've had someone who has an average payment of $100 a month through their utility company. We know they're going to go up during the summer and they're going to go up in January. That same person, we can put them on that monthly solar payment at the same price of about $100 a month, and it'll never go up. It will stay consistent.
And then they own their own power, which is good
And then
for.
they own their own power.
Yeah. Does this make the power company unhappy when they start losing customers to solar?
Actually, they like it. They like it because now we just added an extra power plant to the grid for them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And so they make money on the power plant, on the grid then?
Yes, because during the daytime, you're going to produce extra power that's going to go back to the grid, and the power company will use that to sell to the neighbors.
That's really interesting. So you guys are going to be at the Home and Garden Show.
We are.
Yeah, and tell me about your booth and what you guys will have there.
Awesome. Well, we have a pretty big booth. We're really excited because it's a new design. We're going to have some solar panels mounted. We're going to have all the racking system, and we have a free giveaway that we're going to have at the booth as well.
Oh, what's the giveaway?
The giveaway is a free solar power generator.
What's a solar panel generator? What does that look like?
So it's probably about 2 feet by 1 foot, a little box, and you can take it camping with you. You can plug your refrigerator into it, but it gives you that backup power if you needed it.
Oh, really? So you can take it camping and you just have like storable power then?
Yeah, and it's nice camping too because it doesn't make any sound.
That's awesome. Well, Dave, thanks so much for coming on. We're excited to see you out at the expo.
Great, thank you so much.
Thanks. I'm Jay Deere, the host of Real Estate Essentials. This season, we're going to be showing more incredible remodels, as well as the latest housing trends, and even some incredible absolute auctions on multi-million-dollar homes with no reserves. This happens every Sunday afternoon at 12:30, only on ABC for Utah.
I woke up not knowing if I was going to feel sick that day, not knowing if I was going to be able to go to school or go to work.
I was extremely fatigued. I was sleeping probably close to 16 hours a day.
It was a hard way to live because you don't understand what's going on in your body and you feel like you should be healthier in your habits and you just feel horrible.
Are you suffering from low thyroid or Hashimoto's? Do you have any of these symptoms? Our breakthrough approach for low thyroid and Hashimoto's is here.
I feel like a regular healthy person.
I'm here with Ike Ikame, who's the president of Intermountain Credit Advocates. And Ike, you are the person that I call when I want to talk about credit or kind of understand things. And I wanted to get your kind of history because I know you got a really interesting past with credit. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, Jay. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
The first time I ever heard about credit was probably when I was 15 years old as an immigrant to this country. I remember being with my mother and just shopping on a weekend, and she was shopping for furniture, and I wanted to go to the big box store that had hot dogs and drinks as a kid. Naturally, who doesn't, right? And she refused. She didn't want to go in there.
Why didn't she want to go there?
And I asked her, I said, why, Mom? What's going on? And she explained to me, well, they had denied me credit because I'd never needed credit. And at 43 years old, having gone without credit, you would think that would have been a good thing to have expressed so much discipline. But in America, it's a bad thing. Well, I didn't get it. I just quickly shut off. I mean, which kid wants to hear that explanation or understanding? And she's a Cambridge-trained doctorate, a Cambridge-trained scientist, and she couldn't even understand the credit dynamics in the United States because it didn't make sense. Yeah. If you live so long of your life without the need of credit facilities, that's a good thing, right? Not to her. And not to banks and financial institutions as well. That's the first time I ever heard about credit in the United States. Now, at 18, it just so happened that I had a bunch of medical bills in the tens of thousands. And it really devastated my credit before I even got it.
Before you even knew what it was?
Before I even had any education. They didn't teach it in high school. They didn't teach anything about credit in college. Before I even had any idea of its impacts, mine was devastated. And I spent 2 years trying to understand and learn everything I could about credit. Because at some point I'd applied for a job, my first corporate job, and they did a credit check. And one of their hesitations in hiring me was, hey, Ike, we're concerned about your credit score here. And so I went through the process and I explained to them, I had to divulge my medical bills, which brought up another problem is now will they hire me in as much as I've expressed prior medical bills, and as much as now they know that, well, maybe if we bring him on, he will increase our premiums and our insurance. Luckily,
so credit was a major issue
on your income. It was a huge issue on income because now it's not just that I'm a potential to pay higher risk or higher rates on lending. Now it's also that I can't even get employment either. I was fortunate this was a phenomenal company who made a good bet on me. And it actually ended up working out well for them as well. But then it got me really committed to understanding the facets of credit, lending, finance. It changed my whole life. I went from an engineering major to a business major. I got an MBA. I worked for the biggest banks in credit and lending facilities. This was my life's mission now, to understand credit and finance to that degree so I could teach everyone else.
And thus this is where you are.
That's Intermountain Credit Advocates. A friend of mine came to me knowing my passion behind credit in the past and said, hey, Ike, we need to build the best credit service organization in the country. How would we do it? In building ICA and building Intermountain Credit Advocates, my goal and vision was simple. Our model was designed when we sat in the room as partners thinking, how would we make the best credit service organization in the country? We imagined every single client we'd ever have from day one in the room with us. From start to end, we imagined every client we'd ever have in the room with us, and it made a difference. Our models are such that clients are alarmed that, okay, well, that makes sense. Well, this is really my benefit. Well, this goes to educate me. Well, this goes to train me. Well, this goes to build integrity and trust. This feels more natural. This feels right. The reason our clients love us so much is that we imagine what they'll like from start to finish. We built this to their advantage, and that's why I'm so proud of how far we've come in such a short amount of time. I always said, you know, change your credit, change your life. It's a real simple idea. It's a real simple concept. I meet people all the time who make financial goals to save money, work harder, right? Build those savings balances, right? Invest, save some retirement for the future. Well, guess what? So much resources are diverted to high, subprime, and predatory interest. And that's money that's wasted that could be used to changing your life, saving on auto insurance, getting that better job, that corporate job that requires that level of credit profile. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I love having you on the show, because I know you complete. And this is one of those really unique things, because nobody really understands. They will not divulge this information. Nobody really knows. It's kind of this secret little thing they have going.
Jay, I was fortunate to live the American dream by purchasing my first home at 23, even after that devastation at 18. And for me, it means a lot to me to be able to take that knowledge, having experienced it personally, what poor credit or what a poor credit profile can do to you, to take that knowledge now help others, in as much as we tap into the consumer advocacy laws that are there and educate our clients on credit, how to use it, the best ways, what the score means, what the credit reporting agencies are there to do, and the rules that the collection companies have to follow.
So you educate them as well as repair their credit.
Yes, for those who are reporting negative information, the rules they have to follow to be able to report that negative information on their profile. And so when you pull your profile, what will happen is oftentimes as we head towards the summer months, the hotter months, right? People will go to make those expensive purchases, homes, cars. Those are the places where interest makes the biggest difference for 5, 10, 15, 20, and 30 years. People should be pulling their credit right now to see what's on there.
Because it's become more and more prevalent. Right?
Oh, it's prevalent in everything. And aside from rates, lending, insurance, employment, credit goes so far that people don't even understand. And part of the reason is because it's become the most cost-effective way to make a quick assessment on an individual. So many people are applying for lending. Well, billions of dollars have been thrown into this platform called FICO score. So now it's just the easiest way and the cheapest way to get information for people and help lenders make decisions. So it's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay, Ike, so if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, how would they contact you?
Well, visit our website, I always say is the best way, www.intermountaincreditadvocates.com. You can also reach us calling us at 855-98-SCORE. We look forward to hearing from our clients. We love to change people's lives, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much, buddy. I really, really appreciate coming on.
Thanks for having me on, Jay. Great.
Thanks for tuning into the show. I hope we get to see you at the Salt Lake Tribune Home and Garden Festival coming up this next weekend. Remember, real estate's all about local knowledge and timing, and that's what you get here, Real Estate Essentials.